Hello, this is for my freshman class, and I will be going over our activities for this week. I'll try to keep it short and sweet. So, this is what we're doing. If you notice on the homepage, there's a big brand new banner. This is really important. Our last day for late work is October 19th. That is the last day I'll be collecting it. So, if you're not going to turn in anything, at least turn in these important assignments that I've listed underneath it. Be sure to turn in activities 1.1.3, 1.1.4, 1.2.2, 1.2.3, 2.1.1, 2.2.2, and this week I'll be assigning you 2.4.2 and 2.4.3. So make sure that you get those done by Monday as well, because they will be recorded in the gradebook. Next, go to your modules, and you'll notice that we'll be wrapping up Module 2. Our last lesson is there on paraphrasing. And so if you start off at 2.4, you're going to find a lesson on how to paraphrase. And so I'll go ahead and give that to you right now. Now, when you're paraphrasing, understand that paraphrasing means that you're putting what you have read into your own words. Okay, you're using your own language to explain something that you've read. Okay, you paraphrase by reading something, thinking about what it means, and then restating it in your own words, in your own language. A paraphrase is close to the original and has the same ideas. Ideas are just related in a different way. So when it comes to paraphrasing, understand that you'll paraphrase when you want to restate someone else's ideas. And in this lesson, you'll be able to practice paraphrasing that support a specific claim. And so the easiest way to do it is to find a quote from a text that supports your claim. Identify the words or phrases in there that you can replace or remove. You can find synonyms for those words, and you can rearrange them. And honestly, I don't like this method for teaching paraphrasing at all. To be honest, I think it's very cheap, and I think it's very lazy. And if you continue reading through this slides presentation, it gives you advice on how to paraphrase. But essentially what you're doing is you're taking someone else's claim and someone else's words, and you're just changing the words around. And I think that paraphrasing is more meaningful if you can just take those words and just put them in your own language already. Okay, for example, here's the original text. I was absolutely confused. I had followed the rules of fighting. I'd behaved exactly the way I was supposed to behave, but these white boys had ignored the rules. In fact, they followed a whole other set of mysterious rules where people, apparently, did not get into fistfights. So this is an excerpt from our reading, How to Fight Monsters, and the claim being made here is that Junior is confused when Roger doesn't fight back. Okay, this is evidence that supports that claim. Now, some teachers will instruct you to follow this method to paraphrasing. Okay, you highlight the words that you can change and you just put in different words. Okay, if you pick up a thesaurus or go to thesaurus.com, you can find new words for absolutely, follow, behave, white, boys, ignore, follow, whole other. You can change these words real simply, but I still feel like this is way too close to the quote to be good. However, if you rearrange the words a bit, then it becomes a little more original, and now it's starting to be put into your own words. But I feel like that this method is a crutch. I feel like you guys won't really master paraphrasing if you use this. I think this is really hard, and I think it would just be easier for you guys to read the quote, think about the quote, and just write it down in your own words. That is the best way to learn how to paraphrase. Okay, this lesson, it's not good enough. It's not good enough. That's not how you paraphrase. Okay, you paraphrase with your own language. You don't have to take the quote and do all these gymnastics, do all these magic tricks, change the whole meaning of the quote. No, just read the quote, think about it, say it again. That's the way to do it. Anyways, I digress. All right, so when you're done looking at the slides presentation that I just presented to you, you'll go to the next page and you'll see your next activity. Okay. You're going to need to refer to your story here, but I left a copy for you if you need a new one. But it might be easier if you just go to your own annotated copy of How to Fight Monsters, read that again. And what you're going to do is in this document right here, you are going to practice paraphrasing. Okay, here's the main claim being made here. This is the theme. Roger and his friends are mean to Junior. And if you remember the reading, that makes sense, right? Roger and his friends, they were jerks. What you're going to do is you're going to find a quote that supports that claim. Okay, you are going to pretty much just copy and paste your quote as it appears in the text in this first box. Now, when you're done with this, you are going to take that quote and you are going to put it in your own words, and you are going to put it into this box. And I do apologize, I forget if I announced, but I have roofers right now dancing on my roof. My dog is freaking out about it. You can hear him barking in the background. And that's just how this lesson is going to be today, guys. I'm sorry. But anyways, in this next box, you are going to explain to me what your quote means. Okay? What does the evidence tell us about the character? What does your quote explain about Roger, his friends, and Junior? You're going to put that in this box. And then lastly, and most importantly, you're going to tell me why your quote matters. How does your quote, how does your evidence support your theme that Roger and his friends are mean to Junior? How does it relate? You will put that in this box right here. So you'll turn that into this assignment page, and when you're done, you'll go to the next page, and you are going to read this short story. Now this can be kind of tricky, so let me go ahead and open a copy of this. Now if we look on the assignment page, we've learned how to paraphrase quotes, but you're going to have to show me that you've learned it. And what you can see right here is you are going to pick one of these two claims to focus on. This is going to be your purpose question. And your possible claims are, Nani is not like the other men in his village, and Nanook is an example of how dogs are man's best friend. You don't pick both, you just pick one. And what you'll do is you'll copy and paste that possible claim into your document, into your short story, to or left, and you're going to put it right here for your purpose of reading. And try to rephrase it into a question. That would make it easier, but you don't have to. But your purpose for reading is one of these two. Nani is not like the other men in his village, and Nanook is an example of how dogs are man's best friend. Now your directions for this task. Your first job, you're going to choose one of the possible claims about the story, type it in the purpose for reading box, and this will guide your annotations. Okay, next, you're going to read it and annotate it. That should really be step 2, but it's not listed in there. So after you read and annotate it, you're going to complete the plot diagram. So if you scroll down, you've done this before. You'll see that there is a plot diagram, exposition, conflict, climax, or falling action, resolution. And in these boxes, you're going to explain what's the setting, what's the rising action, where's the conflict, what's the climax, what's the falling action, where's the resolution. You'll explain those to me in these boxes, and these boxes expand, so you can write as much as you want. You don't need to just fill it in that tiny little square. Okay, when you're done with that, you're going to write a 3-sentence summary of the story by filling in the somebody wanted but so then box. So explain to me who the characters are, what did the characters want, what was the problem, how did they solve the problem, what was the resolution to the story. You'll write me a 3-sentence summary right here, and you will answer your purpose question for the story in this box right here. This is a big deal, and this is worth a lot of points. So yeah, let me know if you need any help. There should be one other box here. Oh, there it is. There it is. I knew we weren't done yet. There's more. There's more. Almost panicked. Here it is. Okay, so next you're going to have to do a little paraphrasing. And so you're going to find a quote that supports your claim, one of the 2 claims that you picked and you put at the top of the paper. And you are going to put your quote here, and you are going to write your paraphrase quote. So you're going to paraphrase this quote. You're going to put it in your own words in the second box. Okay, you're going to list your claim again. And in your evidence box, you're going to cite a direct quote, another quote. You're going to paraphrase it. You're going to put it in your own words. And then in these 2 boxes, just like before, just like what we did earlier, you're going to tell me what the quote means, and you're going to tell me why your quote matters in this box here. And that should be it. And so you'll turn that in, and I think we're done here. Oh, and there's one last discussion. So based on what you've read in this module, how do people react when faced with conflict and crisis? Choose one of the learning goals outlined in the introduction page, and this will link to it, to explain how you made progress toward that learning goal. What you're going to do is you're going to respond, you're going to reply to the prompt, and then you're going to respond to 2 others. And then we will be done with Module 2. And I am really excited for what is going to come next after our second module. We have something that is fun and seasonal planned. I think that you'll like it. We're going to learn a little bit about the hero's journey process, and we're going to familiarize with a great story, a great cartoon. I think you guys will love it just as much as I do. But anyways, that's for next week. This is what we're doing this week. If you have any questions, you know how to reach me. Don't forget, I will be absent on Wednesday. I'm going to be in a training, so there is no Zoom meeting. You're expected to work on this stuff individually. Don't forget that late work is due next week on Monday. And don't forget, stay on top of your special interest blogs. Make sure that you're updating those every week. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.